Non, non.
C'est bon, je t'entends.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Barwa Shawan and today I present my webstack portfolio. And my website portfolio is named Yusum. So the idea of my website portfolio is a project management, reimagine it. So the idea is start in one day in Alberton. One day in Alberton, who I start my project. So I need a software for organize my project. So I click in Google the software, and I found Notion and other, but Notion is very complicated for the beginner for organize this project. So I have an idea for create my own project management for organize my own project. So the goal of my project is create a project and manage a team in intuitive. So you have a team creation, invitation. You have a role. You have you have a task. So task management. You can assign a task in a staff. You can create notes for link in a task for resource or other idea. You have organized the task. With you have integrate. You have a calendar in implement in my project for organize in a long term. And you have a time box for organize in the short term for not distract in other just stack for not distraction. So you have a system role. This is my table of system role. I pick it in Medium and implement. So you have a different tiles. This is my system role. You have a different table. Different table represent who I implement my role system. So you have a two role. You can register in manager or staff. So the manager the manager can't create project, team manage, and task assignment. So the manager have this access. He already create note also. So the staff create notes and update the task, and that's all. The technology is used is Next.js for front-end because Next.js is famous, and Next.js is famous, and you don't need to handle you don't need to handle the root because you have also file system for handle this. So Golang for backend, strict typed language, simple, fast, and very better for performance. Is a very good language for backend and also for microservice. Chat UI for material UI, okay, and PostgreSQL because I need to handle a large data set. So because it's a big project, so you have too many tables for handling. So the next feature is integrate a chat system for communicate between the team and between the staff. And I not implement this for a moment. Okay. So let's go for the demo. So yes, I fail, but so now I logging. I have not time for register. I have already have email and email in my database. Yes, you connected. You can see up. You can see. So you have a. You have an inbox. Is typically invitation. For invitation, I have not invitation because I'm manager. you have invitation statue. I sent invitation someone, and you can view the invitation is pending, declined, or accepted. You have a calendar. Calendar is typically for the task. When you create a task, you can it's printed in this calendar. This is in English, but I change it. So you have a text month, week, day. You have a project. You have a it's team, and you can see. I have already two in my team. I create a team, and we can delete. It's also work, invitation, and this person is in my database. Select back a role and send invitation. So that's all. And you have a project. I already created a project. You can use detail of project, Bitcoin, built-in basic Bitcoin graph, or chat system, or Rust backend. I'll see that. Task management for create task, but it's not finished. I'm not finished it, implement this. And that is for create a note. It's linked with the task for the resource or idea. That's it. So for finish, you have a time box. The time box is typically for productivity. Is for finish in fast the task. Very fast, and you have a timer. You have a brain dumps. It's all idea you have in time. So it's typically you can choose a top stack, and so that's all for me. You have any question?
According to you, what makes sense? That was a nice idea in my opinion, because it's true that dealing with Notion could be difficult when you don't know when you discover the application, or when you discover it for the first time.
Yes.
What makes you confident about the fact that your project is more efficient than Notion? And for someone that discovers your project it should be like, whoa, it's easier than Notion. This is what it was about, because you created this because you started saying it's because Notion was difficult to use. This is what you said. So what makes you being confident about the fact that this one is efficient than Notion?
Intuitive. It's intuitive. You can see you already cut note project. It's intuitive, but the Notion you have a lot of you can create sprint note. You have a Trello. You have a lot of things, but in my opinion, my project is intuitive. So typically, the beginner can start in my project because it's just easy to use. Just is the answer?
No, I was just easier by which way?
CAD project. Notion for organize, because he use a large table calendar. I don't know. Is a table who have a difficulty is very horrible. So form is simple. You can select the form. You can select the difficulty, and you have already. You can see. You can see. You have already the difficult is more for me. Is more clear that option. You have a larger table. You have a difficulty of task. it's not for me. It's not visible. It's not readable.
Do you think your solution is? Do you think your solution is fitted for a team of one person? And did you use your solution for the project? Like, or did you use something that look alike, maybe Notion?
Yes. I don't understand your question. You say is for you can manage your project if you are the one person. Mm-hmm. Yes, manager. You choose manager role. So you have already. You can create a task. You can create a project. You connect in manager role but I implement a default role. The default role is for one person. It's a good idea. It's for one person who you don't need a team. The person you don't need a team, so it's a good idea. But you choose a manager. So if you want to create a team, you can create. If you want to create a task, you can create. You can assign the task to people, and that's all.
And for the second part of my question, so did you use something that looked alike for the project, like websites?
Not exactly. It's very difficult for imaginate and create who imaginate. So it's very complicated. It's not exactly. But I'm not finished. So I implement is next time. Who is not implement? The parameter is not implement. Okay.
We have two questions in the chat from Chang. The first one is why you use Go instead of Python or Node.js, and what is the purpose of using Go?
Simple, fast, and performance. Is a static type. Python is not static type, it's interpreter. It's not compiled. The compiled programming language is better of the interpreter language for memory management. Of your vulnerability is typically like memory in this time. So the Python is not good. You can't create a backend with Python. Okay, but Golang is better in Python for the backend, and Node.js is not good because typically is interpreter and the person who invented Node.js who say Golang is better the Node.js because it's static typed. Who I say you can scalable you can create a scalable application. Node.js is limited, so you can create a scalable kind. It's very easy. It's very easy, like a Flask, the framework for Python, and the performance is better of Flask. So I chose Golang for this. And you can create microservice. Golang is with Golang you can create a microservice for the feature. I create a microservice like charge system, project management, and so that's why I use Golang.
And second, last question. He also asked why we should use your website instead of Trello. What are the advantages of your website from reason of Trello?
I don't understand your question.
You see Trello.
Yes.
Why we should use your website, your application?
You don't have a team, Trello. You don't have a team, so yes, you can manage, but you don't have a created team. You don't have a time box. Yes, you don't have a time box, so you don't have a chat system. Is my feature is my feature in next, but you don't have a chat system. You can communicate. You can't communicate with your team in Trello. So the Trello is very good software, but it's limited. The problem of Notion is unlimited, so that's why I don't use Trello. Trello is good, but that's why I don't use Trello.
Thank you for the presentation. John?
Thank you. Merci.
Okay, hello everyone. We are Ubisoft and we are very happy to finally be able to present our new project. I am Thomas and this is Nicolas. This isn't the first time we work together. We work together on the portfolio project in our first year. So we wanted to come back here again with a new challenge and a new game.
Hello everyone. So our new game is a turn-based auto-battler, which means once the units are placed on the battlefield, they will fight for themselves. You won't have to play those units. So the game is more based on strategy and synergy between the units. They will evolve in time. So let's chrome.
So as for the tool we used, first of all I would like to talk about the assets. They are paid assets. I'd like to thank the school, especially Virginie, previous director. Thanks to this, we could actually deploy our games on public platforms such as Steam. So this is the asset we used. Also, we use multi attributes for organization in the project. And all of the icons for units and commanders are generated by GPT, so we are basically free. And as for the technical tools, we use GitHub to organize ourselves, and we use Unity as the main engine of the game. We have the other choices such as Unreal Engine and Godot, but this is the tool we learned in the formation, so it was natural for us. Of course, we had to use C#. We use the Unity netcode for the multiplayer. For now it's only local, but we will have online later. We use scriptable objects in the project, Cinemachine for the main camera, and NavMesh Unity AI for pathfinding of the units, and Mixamo for the animations. So for the organization, we worked on GitHub, as I said. We set ourselves different goals, such as milestone. We attributed ourselves many issues, and we worked on them on a specific branch. We merged them into the dev branch, so we couldn't have any merge issues.
So you can see the first month was more the development of the basics of the game. So the foundation stones of the game that will not change over time to have a great foundation. The second month was more of the game loop. So to have a game playable in the second month, even though it wasn't pretty. And the last month was more visual effects, multiplayer, and testing to be able to have a game that works on the presentation. So hopefully it will work. So là, we show the demo. So for now, we don't have a multiplayer and login, but we have a placeholder, so we will be able to use it when we finally develop it. We have a lot of coming soon, as you can see, because they will need the login, and since we don't have it, but we have placeholder still, and Chong is playing a lot. So we have the online game here, which kind of works, but in local. But it will be here for the multiplayer online when it's ready. And we will show you the solo play, so offline. So at first, we'll have to choose your commander. They both have, the three of them have their HP maximum, as you can see in green. So they don't have the same. And they have bonuses. And they will also give free units. So you can see the Warden have a big cannon and electric. We have in total 9 commanders for now, and they will be random when you start the game. So we'll take the Warden. Now we're in the game, so you have your grid where you can place your units. And in solo play we have AI. This one is Anas, which will will place units on the other side. As you can see, he has floating units over here. So you can choose between all your units. We have the free one that come with the commander. So we'll place the hammer here and the arc light here, and we have the strikers in first. Since the units in face are flying, not all units can attack them. Those strikers will be able to, but the other those we won't. Now the bolted phase is launched. They will play by themselves. The timer is short on the demo because it's a demonstration. To be able to show you the game, we shorten it, but in the real game it will be longer. So we won this round. Every 2 rounds you have the choice of taking a bonus. There is 3 rarity of bonus: silver, gold, and quantum. Quantum is better bonus, but you have to buy it. You choose if you want to. So for example, we have ranged plus 15 attack. We'll take it because our tracker are ranged. And that's the core loop. So you see the enemy. We won on this time, but he added more troops over here. So we add troops here too. And it's rinse and repeat, adding new units to counter the enemy. And that's about it for the demo. So hopefully we can see if we beat them. Oh, we lost because so here we go. Up, we can quit the game.
So for how it's done in the architecture, our main core feature is the unit. We used an abstract class to manage the behaviors of the unit more efficiently. This is also future-proof, since if we want to add unit skills, for example, with new behavior and new movements, we can just create a subclass for this unit especially. Each unit, as you could see, doesn't come alone. Sometimes we have squad. They are all balanced as for their cost and as for their role. And for the bonus management, we have a lot of them. We use scriptable objects in Unity. They are data containers, and we use them for augments, the bonuses you get every 2 rounds. And for commanders, we use them because it's easy to create a lot of them. We can use them as assets in the project directly, and it's easy to balance and come back to them later.
As for the multiplayer, even though the online is not working correctly because we don't have the logging, the local online mode is working, and the host will handle all the calculation and the HP damage and all of that to be able to sync both sides. So the client will only handle the visual effect on his side, and the host will take everything and handle everything. So the challenge, for technical challenge, we had trouble with the multiplayer, not only because we don't have the logging yet, but because when we started developing the game, we started by doing the offline mode first, which worked great, but when we wanted to add the online, it was not just a plug and play. We had to break a lot of what we made to be able to add the multiplayer, so it was a bit of a pain. And the animation, to be able to sync them, like the bullet hitting and the damage working, while it was not difficult, it was tedious, because that's a lot of animation.
For the non-technical part, we tried a lot of new things, new methods in this project. So we had a lot of trial and error, a lot of fixing actually. And as Nicolas said, we had the multiplayer coming very late in the project. So we had to come back and change a lot of code that was like 2 or 3 months old sometimes. So we had to get used to that. And balancing also. We didn't create any beta test with random players. So it was mainly ourselves and multiple tests against the IA we developed. So what is next? Many features in game. We want to add a units level so players can be rewarded for different strategies. If you buy multiple snipers at once, for example, they will level up. So you can actually build a bigger army, but with better units, and not the most costly unit. We want also better VFX and SFX. There was sound in the game, but we didn't hear it, unfortunately. We want unit skills, as I said, more behaviors, like units that will fly if you buy its skills. It's just a different method to spend coins in the game. Also, we want the profile and login system. It will unlock a lot of features for us, especially the multiplayer. And unit skins, so you can spend some coins and be rewarded for your wins. And as for the distribution, as I said, we will make some beta tests, so players can test the game, but it will come after the backend for login system. So we can actually balance the game better, and we want the experience to be enjoyable, so we'll have to have some player feedback. And in terms of distribution, we want the Mac version, because it only works on PC right now. It's just a matter of permissions, I hope. But I want to be able to play my game, and I'm on Mac, so voila. And mobile version, we should be able to make it. The game was made at the start to be mobile and reality, VR compatible. We thought of that during the process. So this is what we want in the future. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Il veut la micro.
Thank you for your presentation. Because I'm a lucky man, I saw the past presentation of the original Chroma game. This one looks totally, doesn't look like the first opus. Is it voluntary or
Yes, it was voluntary because the fair game was enough of the type, so we wanted to change completely, not do the same thing but little better. So we learned the new stuff while doing this game instead of redoing the same again like last year.
At the beginning of the development to have a similar game like in the design or what?
No, the design was completely different from the start. Only the name, because well, it's our project and it's like our marque de fabrique, but the game was completely different from the start. We didn't want to do just a Chroma 2 for now.
Thank you.
We have a question from Jean in the chat. He asked why you didn't use Unreal for your game.
Because we were used to Unity already, and we learned Unity during the formation. So to get the best possible, the best result possible, it was natural for us to use Unity.
And also about mobile and VR, we thought it would be better to do it in Unity because it's easier to develop on this platform with Unity than with Unreal, as far as we know.
Two questions from me, one longer and one quick. It's your second project. If you will plan to do a third project, is there like anything you would like to change in the way that you work or the way that you develop your application? Is there something that you would like to upgrade in the third project? And maybe it is the third year?
Not to make a multiplayer game,
first of all, because it's a bit harder to make a solo one. And if we want to make a multiplayer game, probably think about it way earlier than we did, because we had to change way too many things in the end. But the organization was fine. We were professional, I guess.
Better than the first one.
Better than the first one. But we had no issues during this time.
Second question, you talked a lot about project skills, but the real question is, are you planning to release the Battle Pass? How often? How can you pay?
Yes.
And the last question from the game is, when will you release the game?
No release date yet. Soon, coming soon.
But with a bit of luck, we could have a beta test in 2 or 3 weeks.
4.
4 weeks.
You say that if the Mac version of your game means that you started with the presentation, I guess, is it because it was easier to start with this, or it's for another reason?
It was because I'm on the Windows, so it was easier for me. And when we tried to build it, we thought it would be okay, the Windows version to go to the Mac, and it wasn't. So.
Is the same difficult with starting with the Mac version and the Windows?
Yes, it's the same but reversed.
Hi, so hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. So I'm very happy to present you my project. So it's called Check It Up. It's a cocktail web app when a user can create cocktail review already created ones or make their own and all things like that. So first of all, my name is Colas. I'm a full stack dev from C22, now C23. Before coding, I worked like several years as a bartender. This was a very fun and creative job, and every night was different, new customers, new requests, and often the chance to invent new drinks on the spot. But at one point, I wanted a new challenge to switch and change my job, actually to something more creative, more technical. That's why I'm a developer now. So, for the rest, what did I use for this project? Actually, I chose Vue 3 for the front-end part. So I chose Vue 3 because it's more reactive, modern, and has a new composition API. With it, I could write like a smaller and reusable piece of logic. For example, I created like a possible for notifications that manage the token on the user state. I also used Vite. Vite is like very fast for development. It gives an instant feedback when you change code directly, and it makes the build process much lighter in the Webpack. For styling, I used Tailwind CSS to make it totally responsive. For the backend, I chose the Express.js because it's a very popular Node.js framework. It's simple, flexible, and it gives me a complete control over all routes and middlewares inside. The database is used with MongoDB because it's document-based, and it fits very well with my data, like cocktail, users, ratings, ingredients, and each document and beam information, which makes some queries faster. For example, cocktail and beam rating directly, so I can fetch everything in only one query. For tools, I use the GitHub for version contouring. I use VS Code as my editor, and I use Postman to test my API points. For the deployment, I used Vercel for the front end, and I deployed on Heroku for the backend. So key feature, like I told you before, you can explore like a long library of cocktails. You can create yours, you can rate, make your those who like inside your favorites. You can view already like comments and see everything like that, and retrieve by categories like your alcohol type, your flavor style, by ingredients, or just by name, or if it's alcoholic or not. So let me show you directly. So here we can register basically like every application. For example, we call today Arthur. We created an account. We sign in. Well, so here we are connected. We have like all the cocktail you can choose here. When there is no image, you have a placeholder with here. If you want, for example, like to see this one, the Lazy Lagoon one, you can click on it. You have every commentaries, the recipe, instruction how to make it, and you can, for example, like select it in your favorites. So we can retrieve it here. We will add a lot of them. For example, this one. We will load more of them, and we will retrieve them directly here. For the ingredient parts, you can imagine like you have a fridge at home, and you can select every ingredient you have. I will select a lot of them. And you can see on the bottom that the more you select, the more cocktails you can see. Still make them in favorites, still see the creation parts. And if you want to make yours, you can select the same thing. For example, add your own. For this one, I use like tequila, so it contains alcohol. we called it like this, for example. I can make like new instruction, like just this. I will use an image so I can see directly my cocktail creation here. We will create it here. Cocktail is fully success. And I can retrieve here, but it's not working. Nice. So just refresh. So basically not working every day. Ah ouais? Il n'y a pas de thé? Oh, that's why. Thank you. So yeah, everything we have here, and we can rate it like up, and we can retrieve every commentary here. So basically that's all for the demo. So for the project timeline, the work, there is two parts, like in the left and on the right. The left part is what I did like a few months ago, because it's a project I already retrieved for past month. So I started with setting up a project with basic authentication. I built the login and register pages on the connected front-end to back-end. I created the dashboard on the cocktail page. I implemented like favorites and basic rating systems. I built the ingredients page on the created cocktail flow. I migrated from local JSON files at start to MongoDB. And I did the first deployment on a Vercel and Heroku. What I did actually now is more like a protection and a cyber security process. Like I improved input validation and sanitization to avoid like a cross-site scripting on the SQLite types attack. I added better error handling with proper HTTP status code. I work in securities like CSRF protection, HTTPS and brute force prevention. I add like pagination for faster loading when there's too many cocktails. I documented the API endpoints, and finally I just test and fix bugs like we all have in every project. For the challenge I faced, the first one was the deadline. I had to deliver a working app in less than 10 days. So I solved this by choosing a simple modern stacks with working with small steps. The second one was the authentication system. Implementing login, register, and JSON web token across front-end and back-end was never for me. It was something really new, and I had to learn how to handle tokens securely. Another challenge was the security for now. I had to learn the basics of web security, for example, like I told you, like input validation, password hashing, HTTPS, and CSRF. The filter logic, we have also complex machine cocktail with user ingredients. This is not just a simple query. I had to compare arrays and calculate what is missing. I also had to do a mid-project database switch, like moving to JSON to MongoDB with minimal disruption. And finally, I have to retrieve past projects. Some of the code was old, dependency had changed. So I recognize and clean the project. For the architecture, as you can see here, we have, like I told you before, the front end with Vue 3, back end with Express, database with MongoDB hosted by the cloud. For this, we have a lot of security layers, like JSON web tokens, bcrypts for hashing passwords, for example, HTTPS and CSRF protection. And the second diagram, you can see how the database is working. So we have for users like username, email, password, who is already hashed, ingredients and favorites. We have for the cocktail like name, list of ingredients, rating, alcoholic flags, and alcoholic recipe. For the rating, we have the Ambim subdocument inside the cocktail with user ID and score. And for ingredients, we have separatory with the name and type. So what I learned here, I learned to use like just Vue 3, for example. I practice with a composition API. The routing of the architecture, so I build it with a nested route on the root guards, sorry. Dynamic for management, so I created flexible inputs for user generating cocktails. I used the API on authentications, MongoDB modeling, on, like I told you before, like security implementation. So in conclusion, to conclude, CheckDep is more than just a student project. For me, it's the result of 2 of my patients who is bartending on coding. So if you have any question, I will be happy to answer.
First of all, I wanted to say that I really.
I can't hear you. Sorry. Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I really love the idea.
Thank you.
First of all, the idea of using your skills to helps you in your work, because you said you was having a bartending, and even the project, I already see the useful in the either for the personal use or professional use, and I really love the colors, the way it goes well with the vibe of your project, and I was just waiting for the proportion. Maybe
Yeah.
you already have talked about it. I mean the quantity. I mean.
Yeah. I showed out the features when you can select like
yeah, because
the
the taste
quantity
could
parts.
be different, so it's already previewed. But it was a nice project, and thank you for this.
And to be honest, due to that, there is like for official receipt, you have the quantity, but taste is just something subjective. You have to do it, try it again and again to find what quantity you like. Because for you, a cocktail can work. For another one, it can totally be wrong.
That's nice for me. Thank you so much.
So you made a presentation a few months ago on the same project,
already,
and then you came back on this project. How did you handle it?
It was quite hard because I didn't have time at first. So I just retrieved my old code like 3 weeks ago, and making it like updatable was pretty hard because there is like a lot of features that I totally forgot, and I wasn't able to memorize everything. So retrieving it was quite hard, but I just focused on parts that was the cybersecurity parts. So it was easy to just add like some lines of code instead of recreating everything.
I do have a small question because like the website is very satisfying and colorful, and it's like something that I think doesn't exist yet, like for the recipe and things like that. Would you like to maybe commercialize it or do a collaboration with a bar, a restaurant to like use your website in a real situation?
It can be possible, but I have to add like more features, like. As I showed you before, you can have like a fridge part when you can select ingredients, but for a real establishment, you have to probably like take quantities too. So how many bottles can I find? I have to manage like delivery parts probably. So what can I buy? How it costs? And for when you are professional and things like that, it can be features I can implement to sell it. There is already one application who did that, but the most problem part is like you can send your creation to others. There's only official receipts, and you can only select by them.
Okay, thank you.
Because there's a lot of legislation about that.
That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here today. My name is William, and I will present you my portfolio project, which I worked with the CNRS, the Centre National de Recherche Scientifique. So a little bit of context before starting. I went through an internship coming from the April 7th to September 6, 2025. My supervisor was Hubert Santos. And basically, the context of my internship was to work on molecular visualization software and to implement the VR in it. But first, let's talk about what is a PDB, because I will be talking about it a bit more. So roughly, a PDB, which refers to protein data bank, is so the protein data bank is a worldwide database that stores the 3D structural of biological molecules like proteins, DNA, and more. And a protein in general is a large biomolecules made of chains and amino acids, and yeah, all you know. So the problems that we had when I started. So we needed a precise atom level interaction without collider, because the version we are working on with Unity, we do not use the colliders because it would be too not efficient enough. Also, the scientists require intuitive manipulation like grab, rotate, and scale. And also a special request was to refine a lot of the UI in the VR. So the solutions that I advised was to migrate from VUI, so the older framework for the VR, to XR interaction toolkit for OpenXR, and also implement molecular manipulations in VR through grab, scale, translate, and rotate, and also improve the VR UI through the drop-downs, help panels, and the quit buttons, because we couldn't quit the experience first, so now we can. But what is UnityMol first? So it's an open source molecular visualization software. It's built on Unity, of course, and it integrates the PDB database. It supports atoms, bonds, ribbons, and surfaces. And the project that I worked on is called UnityMol X VR, so it implements the VR. So a little bit about the tech stack that I used. Unity 2021.3 LTS, XR Interaction Toolkit also, OpenXR for the cross-platform VR, so that I don't have to recreate all the codes for each devices. And for the hardware, MetaQuest 3. And also some custom scripts that I needed to build for the basic interactions. So now, let's get to the demonstration. So, wait a minute, please. Okay. Yep. So, we're in it now. So as you see, you have a little sticky hint there, which tells me to click on the menu button. So there you have the controller help panel, which shows you the bindings and all. So I already know the bindings because I created the thing. I won't read it. So now you can rotate the molecule, with the draw grab. You can also scale it up and down. Yep. And you can also add some representations. So let's add some H-bounds. You can actually see the H-bounds, how they interact with themselves. You can also move around the scene, look around, 45-degree angle each time. And that's pretty much it. And you can finally quit. So let me get back to the presentation. Oh, it's there. Yep. So basically that's a summary of the interactions that I made. So a little bit about the code. So this documentation here, I implemented in all the scripts that I made. So of course for the person that will follow me after, because I'm not working anymore at the CNRS, so they can understand each script that I made through description, purpose, usage, and some notes also. And to the right, it's just the script that made the little sticky hint at the beginning of the experience. So it's a basic script, just telling at the start to set active this exact panel. Yep. So in terms of UX experience, so you have now a controller help UI with infographics for the bindings. Also the sticky hint that follows you to stay visible. And the startup hint, which tells you to press the menu button, and also the quit button inside the VR. So as for the timelines, I worked 6 months on the project. So starting in April, it was all the setup environment on the laptop PC, on the laptop of the CNRS, yeah. And also some repo exploration, and to start also to migrate from the VUI to XRI. From May to June, I did all the implementation of the Atom interaction plus the grab systems. In July, the true and rotate and scaling without a major script, which is called 8XR General Grab Transformer. And a little parenthesis on this script. This script was integrated in the former version of XR Interaction Toolkit, but not anymore. So I had to code it back and make it fit our case. In August, it was all the month with the UI. So I added the UI help system that I designed myself, the sticky hints, and the quit button. And in September, some refinements. I did the builds and the presentation here today. So I had some challenges while working. So as I told you, the missing script, so I had to re-implement all the scaling manually. Also, we had a complex coexistence between the two rays, because how can I say this simple? We have two rays actually, one that will interact with the Atom and one that will interact with the UI. But we have them on both controllers at the same time. So the issue was to make them toggle in seamlessly. So I just tweak the layers, one layer for the atoms and one layer for the UI. Also the API Python, so that's the big script that will fetch all the data and basically render and parse the data and render the molecule. So it's a big script, so it was a little bit hard to work on it, so I just to not break things, I didn't touch it. And also need for scientific precision, because I hadn't enough of scientific usage case. But despite of all these challenges, I had also a lot of successes. So the migration is done, and we have a functional two-end grab and rotate and scale. And the atom level recasting is working pretty much well. And now we have a usable VR UI and also contextual help that actually helps you if you never used a MetaQuest. As for the feature, so it would be better to link all the features and the basic interactions via the API Python. Also optimize the performance for the larger molecule groups, expand the VR interactions, the bond editing annotations, and all of this. Also have a multi-user collaborative VR sessions that I didn't have the time to implement yet, and a more scientific-based testing and validation. So thank you for your time, and special thanks to my supervisor Hubert Santos and all the CNRS team. Any questions? And also scan my LinkedIn, please. Scan the LinkedIn. Don't be shy.
I do have a question. You took part as a big project in a big team with, I think, a project that was existing for a long time.
Yes.
Wasn't it difficult for you to join a project that was already existing? How did you manage to understand all the work that have been done before you came to the enterprise, to the company?
So it was pretty difficult to understand actually the beginning of the project, because it was created maybe 15 years ago. So I had to on my first day, they gave me access to the repo. So I had to explore the repo, read the documentations. It was the first time for me taking part in such a big project, so I had to muscle up. Yep.
Thank you. Very interesting.
What was your favorite part of the project?
Actually, my favorite part of the project was working on the interactions, on the basic interactions, because I learned so much on it. As we do not use the colliders, I had to make a way for the user to interact with the molecules. So working with all the custom raycast and everything was enriching. Yeah. Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So hello everyone, my name is Saber Younes, I'm from C23. I'm specialized in cybersecurity and this is my portfolio project. It's about analyzing darknet and clearnet resources or website for threat detection. So here is my project overview. So it's an individual project, as I said, it's for portfolios in cybersecurity. It's a crawler for darknet and clearnet resources. And it works by extracting keywords like ransomware, exploit, leaks, botnet, and etc., etc. And it stores them and result in Elasticsearch. Then we can view them in Kibana. The architecture, I use Scrappy Spider for both ClearNet and Onion website, that means dark web. And for the dark web, I use another proxy to route the traffic, and also I use a rotation of user agent and content filter. I use Elasticsearch pipeline, Dockerize, Elka stack, Elasticsearch, and Kibana, and content extraction. Here is my flowchart. So this is the entry point of my scroller, if you want. When it's about ClearNet or normal website, my crawler will send an HTTP or HTTPS request via Scrappy to the target server. Then it will receive the response. It will parse it and extract the keywords that I set up before. Then it will send them through the pipeline to the dashboard where you can visualize it. And when it's about the dark web, then the request it will go to the middleware first. Here where I use another proxy, second proxy, to convert in fact the HTTP request to SOX proxy, and that's what Tor understand. When the traffic is in Tor, then it will route through 3 nodes. The first node, we call it the entry node, then the second, then the exit node. And from here, the request will go to the target server. This node, it means here I will have one IP, and here I will have another IP, and here I will have a third IP. So it could be Denmark, US, or whatever. Then the response, it will be the same. As I get the response, it will be parsed and extracted. Then it will go through the pipeline to the dashboard. Technology used is very simple, just Python and Scrappy, beautiful soup for parsing, and LXML, it's also for parsing, but it's more faster. And Tor and Prevoxy, Tor for anonymity, if you want. Then Elasticsearch and Kibana. Report and challenge. So I successfully indexed darknet and clearnet resources, content stored for every keywords hit. The challenge was to evade or anti-crawling measured, deep control to avoid infinite loop, because in the beginning it was just looping, keep it scrolling without stop. But it was fixed. Here is an example of the keywords I use that I tracked on the website. Learning. So what I learned full data pipeline design, crawl, index, and visualize, darknet crawling specifics, Tor and delay, handling anti-bot technique, dashboard creation for security analysis. Next step, it will be expand the keywords with the machine learning, detect for new threat, add Telegram, Ozenet, and monitoring, add login handling for forums and blogs, and here where we can find really juicy information, if you want. And daily auto-report via Telegram, email, and strong anti-crawling vision. Let's go to a demo. So give me just 1 second. Okay. Let me make things a little bit clearer and normally my my Docker is up, my Tor also is up, and now I'm just gonna use up. So now it starts crawling. The first thing it will check that the crawler will check that everything is okay, and here is all the keywords. It already bring them, and then it will start crawling. Here we see that it goes through many websites, and here is we found some keywords like Bitcoin, Bitcoin wallet, and as it found a keywords that I set up before, it will just index it to Elasticsearch, where we can see the words, the keywords, and the context, and the link where it comes from. So it just keep going, and scrolling. Here is again guns, Bitcoin, drugs, blah blah blah. And it can go like this for 30 minutes, because for that one I give it three links. So it it will send one request for a link, and each time it will wait between 2 to 10 seconds to not harm the server. And if the server is fast, then my scroller will handle it and will send more requests. When it's slow, it will adapt to it and it will send a few requests. So we will just stop it because it will go for a long time. And here, once it found the keywords, it will index it to my dashboard. Let me see. And here is my dashboard. Here we can see it better. Okay. So as here, so the left side, all this part is for the darknet, and this side is for clearnet. So here, like we have keywords that it found, how many keywords, and the number of keywords repeated. The same here for clearnet, for normal internet. And here we have like just example 30 the Bitcoin. This is only for one website, okay? It's 30% has been mentioned in there. Drugs also, because this is a marketplace. So guns also 33%. And here we have the context, because each time it grab a keyword, it will take 300 words before and 300 words after to know what's about. And here for the clearnet, we got some IPs of the website that I crawl. And we have also the location like San Francisco and main fee. And so, so as you saw, that's the dashboard, and we can organize it as we want. It depends on our needs. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Knowing that today we face a lot of kind of problem this way, and according to this, knowing that hackers, I mean those who want to trouble your site, I don't know, as we know that they love forcing ways to get what they want. Do your interface Do your project preview some adaptive solution for this? Because I mean, you show how your project is fighting against phishing. Was that the main? Because it was like keyword that looks like the keyword you have used in your site.
This is
it this way?
No, this is for. In fact, this is used by companies for, like, I can, instead of making, I don't know, malware or virus, or I can put a company name and I will check if there is some leak information about that company also.
Okay.
So it's also useful for this. Or if some company is working for a secret project, they can look and find if there is some leaked information about it also.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But the dark web is also good for anonymity, so it's not really only bad people in there. So.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I do have a small question. It's
Yes.
it might be one of the biggest cybersecurity projects that you have done. Are there like a side of cybersecurity that you discovered with this project? Some things that you didn't knew before?
In fact, 2 years ago, I just heard about the darknet. I've never been in there, and now I'm able to scroll it, so it's okay for me. I don't know if this answers your question or.
It was more about did you like learn something particularly with this project that you didn't knew before you have done the project?
All the project is new for me. So okay. I really started from zero. It's really new for me, and I never scrolled the dark web before. I've been there, just visited, but not this way.
Okay.
Not automatic way like that.
Yes, interesting.
Here we go.
Just to understand well your project, are you scanning like a website to match some keywords, or can you also have some keywords and look for websites that show?
Yes.
You can do both.
Yes.
Okay.
So normally, because this is just an academic project, but normally what companies do, it's because my project is not handling login. Normally, it should be on some forums, some blogs, and on the dark web you need to be logged. If you're not logged, you cannot see anything and you can get no information. And then based on my keywords, based on what I'm looking for, I choose the website that they talk about this. If I'm looking for some exploit, then I can go to some website or forum that only about this, because there is many forum, many blogs, and it depends. Each forum it's about something specific. So, but what you said is right. Just I'm grabbing keywords, then I scroll all website or some website that I give to my program, and it will scroll it looking for these words.
Okay. Perfect. Good job. Thank you.
You're welcome.